Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, folks. Welcome to this episode of Show Me How. In this topic, we will be discussing ways that parents can nurture emotionally intelligent children. And I want to thank the sister who sent in a request for this tutorial. The sister, who is a mother of three, mashallah, has requested that we show parents how to nurture emotionally intelligent children. And this request, I believe, comes on the back of a webinar series that we delivered for parents and educators during Ramadan, where we were looking at rethinking education and tarbiyah, what and how, in order to nurture emotionally intelligent children. Okay, and it's quite timely because we have a guide that is full of activities and ideas for parents to download, and it's just gone up live on our store, so you can download it for free of charge from www.i2astore.com. And this is the site that you will see when you go there. And it's just lots of activities and ideas for parents to carry out with their children during downtime or evening and weekend, especially during the half term that's coming up. And this, I think, is a good starting point to get down to the activities and just do it with your children and see how they get on in terms of emotional intelligence and development of the EQ. Okay, so what is emotional intelligence? Well, I just mentioned EQ there. In short, that's the abbreviated name given to emotional intelligence. Now, we're familiar with IQ because that's to do with the head and cognitive intelligence. Emotional intelligence is obviously to do with the heart, and I would like to see actually is a connection between the heart and the head, and practical wisdom. In other words, how we channel our emotions, understand them, and question the reason behind them. And then we act in a certain way or a given context. So put simply, it's the act of thinking about your own thoughts. This which then leads to us being able to channel our emotions in the right way, whilst also respecting the feeling of those around us. Okay, so there's 5 areas of emotional intelligence, or EQ, that you need to be aware of. Very, very quickly, this starts with self-awareness, where you need to have an awareness of your strengths, your weaknesses, and your limitations, knowing your triggers or what triggers you and your behavior, and just having confidence and belief in yourself, just because you are fully aware of what makes you tick and what frustrates you. And once you have self-awareness, you are easily able to self-regulate yourself. So this is your ability to be able to calm yourself and reflect before making decisions, or keeping disruptive emotions and impulses under control, and just being able to manage yourself as well as your responsibilities. And connected to all of these 2 things is your ability to self-motivate. And so knowing your purpose in life, knowing your why, what challenges that you face, and how to overcome them one step at a time. And it's just being able to motivate yourself to be able to reach your milestones. So these are the 3 things about you in terms of emotional intelligence, and that forms a large foundation of self-awareness. But then it leads to social skills. So this is now being able to empathize and reach out to others, listen well, build bonds with people around you, cooperate well in a team or a social gathering. And from a conflict perspective, it's about working to diffuse situations or disputes that may arise. And it's just being intelligent to know how to behave in a social circle with different personalities. And that's the second sort of half, if you want, of EQ, which is about other people. And connected to that, eventually, it's to lead you to the character virtue of empathy. And empathy is what? It's putting yourself in the shoes of other people, seeing yourself from the lens of other people. And intentionally, it could be practicing acts of kindness, being generous, reliable. You're not judgmental or slow to judge, and you just place high value in terms of people's feelings and making them feel valued. So really, there you go, folks. It's about moving from self-awareness to empathy through those 5 stages, and that's what emotional intelligence is in a nutshell. Okay, so in terms of activities, there's a nice, easy one to start off with. There's lots of activities in the pack. There's some that you can do on a daily basis, and there's others that you can do quite regularly. And again, you can do this any time of the year. Now, this is a nice, easy one, which is a back to basics game, a simply starting point for your younger children in particular. And it's just about identifying and discussing the different emotions. And this will help your child to develop empathy, be more aware of what people around them may be feeling, and so on. And another one is feelings thesaurus. So this is a great way for older kids to tune in to different nuances of feelings and emotions. There are no right or wrong answers with this one, but it is a great way to acknowledge the many different emotions that exist or we can be faced with in our lives, inshallah. Journaling is a well-known one where here you can use prompts from the activity page to encourage your child to identify how they are feeling. And you have to understand sometimes it's very difficult for our children to articulate or express. So this is a good way of teasing that out. Okay, grounding. So this is a popular activity or a technique known as grounding, which helps your child focus back to the here and now. And it's a distraction strategy, especially in circumstances where children might be angry or frustrated, because it allows them to focus outward on the external world rather than inward towards the self. So it is a really good activity to anchor oneself in the presence here and now and calm down or slow down. So I think it's a good one that you can easily print out this page and stick it up as a reminder for when your emotions become too big to handle. And so for this one, unfortunately activity, it's an excellent one to turn a negative situation into a positive. For example, unfortunately, it's raining, so the ice cream van didn't come. And with a growth mindset, fortunately, would look at it and say, well, okay, how do I turn that into a positive? So fortunately, we can make our own ice cream sundaes at home. That's an example of how you can turn a negative into a positive. So there you have it, folks. There are some taster activities that you can get on with your children and really start to harness the skill of emotional intelligence and nurture that quality in your children, because let's face it, there's not much we can do in the world, but we can start with our children and ourselves to become more emotionally intelligent. You can download it from the store, i2astore.com. There's the webpage you can go to free of charge. Please, please, please share this with as many parents as you can during this half term and the holidays and weekends coming up. It's an excellent activity pack to just download and get on with, filled with lots of ideas, inshallah. If you liked what you heard and inshallah benefited, do leave us a comment, let us know, give us feedback. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. Until the next tutorial, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.